Welcome to Positively Las Vegas, a look at the good things happening around the valley. I'm Kalina Estrinos. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to share the latest stories that showcase the reasons why we love Las Vegas. That means the people, the businesses, and all the activities that make the valley a great place to live. We'll also share fun things to do in Las Vegas each week.
By the end of today, Centennial Hills Park will have 25 more trees. The city of Las Vegas is partnering with MGM Resorts to plant the trees and clean up some debris around the area, honoring this year's Earth Day theme, Restore Our Earth. There are larger efforts right now to protect the planet. Clark County is growing rapidly, with the population expected to grow to nearly 3 million by 2035. Lawmakers say it's crucial we act now to protect wildlife habitats and endangered species. The Southern Nevada Economic Development and Conservation Act proposes protections for more than 2 million acres of land, including spots like Red Rock Canyon and Desert National Wildlife Refuge. The bill would also expand tribal trust lands and desert tortoise habitats.
Climate is threatening a lot of these protected spaces, and so we need to make sure that we protect them for future generations.
It's important to note the bill also sets aside more land for affordable housing and growth, and recently local leaders and environmentalists urged Clark County to adopt a conservation resolution called 30 by 30. It's a national movement to protect 30% of lands in the U.S. by 2030. Aside from the Earth Day event happening here in Centennials Park, you'll also see some cleanup efforts underway in downtown Las Vegas. I'm Kelsey McFarland, 13 Action News.
Showtime on the Strip. The world-famous shows are returning to Las Vegas, and that's just another sign that life is slowly getting back to normal. Thanks for joining us for 13 Action News, live at 6 o'clock tonight. I'm Trisha Keene.
And I'm Ty Quinones with 13 Action News reporter Jeremy Chen right now joins us live from the Strip with what the CEO of Cirque du Soleil is now saying about the future. Jeremy.
Yeah, Todd and Trisha, those spectacular shows we're so used to seeing here on the Las Vegas Strip are certainly coming back. And the CEO of Cirque du Soleil tells me that once those shows come back, especially his shows, fans can expect nearly the same experience like they did before the pandemic.
The spectacle and awe of shows from Cirque du Soleil Entertainment have been a part of the Las Vegas experience for years. After being shut down due to the pandemic for more than a year, the shows are coming back this summer.
I was waiting for that day for more than 400 days now. And today's the day, so we're very, very happy.
CEO Daniel Lamar says fans can expect the same quality they're used to seeing while emphasizing safety. Everyone part of the show must be vaccinated.
I would say about 98% of the artists are going to be back, so the quality of the show is ensured.
With Governor Sisolak setting a goal for 100% capacity on June 1st, Lamar says he expects to be able to fill every seat, but still requiring masks in line with the governor's mandate. He says performing in front of full crowds will mean a lot.
Cirque du Soleil and Las Vegas is intertwined. You know, we are Vegas and Vegas is Cirque du Soleil. So for us, it's a symbol, but it's also a symbol for the community of Vegas that we are back.
A return that Lamar believes will help show the world that Las Vegas is back in a big way.
More than just opening show for us, it's the rebound of Cirque du Soleil. So as we say, the sun will rise again.
Now the first Cirque du Soleil shows are scheduled to begin in very late June as well as early July, with more to come. Jeremy Chen, 13 Action News.
This certainly was a day to remember. Foothill High School players here making sure to record the exact moment they stepped on the field here at Allegiant Stadium. It is a chance that these players and also their coaches now have been waiting months for.
We didn't get no season. Like we were getting ready for our seniors, and like every month it was like, yeah, we'll come, like we'll play this month, we'll play this month. And then when it finally came, they canceled it. And so they gave us spring, and we didn't get to play with any seniors, but it's like, at least we get something.
And I also got the chance to ask Superintendent Jesus Jar if seeing the excitement on these kids' faces motivates his administration to make sure fall sports return.
Well, you see the kids walking in. I mean, you see that, you know, they feel that they get for 2 hours, each team that's going to come in, feel like they're professionals, the world-class athletes. And I think this is just as after a long year, we're just thinking about, you know, how tired we are, but this energizes us to say, okay, we need to continue to work forward to get fall sports, to get kids back in school 5 days a week, so we can start finding some normalcy in our community for our children, for our student athletes, our entire school.
It was a rite of passage that all but passed them by. But today,
even if the memories were made in a matter of minutes during a springtime inter-squad scrimmage, as opposed to stretching along for weeks and months during the autumn winds in front of their friends and families, these players, especially the seniors, they finally had a moment in the sun. Yes, the cynics may say it's just practice, this means nothing, but then they would be missing a momentous occasion, a teaching moment really for all of us. The chance to pop their pads and to compete allows these young athletes to prove the world's greatest endurance test, filled with COVID-related cancellations, terrible sickness, and even death, could not diminish the fire inside them. A lesson truly for a lifetime. And it's a special memory, all thanks to a rather special invitation from the Raiders. 9 teams are getting the chance to play here Friday and also Saturday. Now, they aren't allowed to play other teams, and their friends and family are not allowed in the stands. But for these players who have endured through COVID, this is certainly at least a little taste of normal in what is truly an extraordinary setting. Reporting from Allegiant Stadium, Todd Quinones, 13 Action News.
Get the best of Positively Las Vegas on your time. Download the KTMV 13 Action News app on your Roku, Apple TV, or Amazon Fire TV streaming device. Visit ktmv.com/apps for more information. Welcome back to Positively Las Vegas. For more details on any of the stories you're watching today, just visit our website, ktmv.com/positivelylv.
Hi, welcome back. Pet of the week, we are introducing you to the sweetest and tiniest little kitten you've ever seen, named Dora the Explorer. So to introduce us to Dora, I'm going to bring in Nancy Anastopoulos with Community Cat Angels. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so tell us the background of this little girl.
Well, I tell you what, we were always talking about spaying and neutering, and this is just one of the examples on why it is so important. It's because these community cats, they get everywhere to have their babies. And in this case, this one was born in an attic of an apartment building. Now imagine an attic that goes the width of an apartment building. Would anyone know that the cats were up there? Well, in this case, the roof had a hole in it. A rainstorm came, caused a hole in one of the apartments, in one of the ceilings. And they had went and fixed the hole of the apartment complex on the roof. And as they were going to fix the hole in the ceiling, this little one fell out. That's the only way that they knew that there were cats and kittens up there, is because this one decided she was going to explore and ended up separated.
Dora the Explorer.
Yes, hence Dora the Explorer. Now we are in the process still of trying to get the other ones out of the attic. But had she not fallen through, nobody would have known. Imagine that happening.
Awful. Okay, so thank goodness for needing that roof repair.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, this shows the importance of spaying and neutering so that they don't end up in these hard to find places, right?
Exactly. They could have very well been trapped up there once all the repairs were done.
Okay. And you mentioned Dora is not quite ready for adoption yet, right?
No, she's not. She's only about 5 weeks. But we do have about 50 kittens right now in our group that are all going to be ready within 2 months. So we do need a lot of adopters coming up here in the next couple months.
Okay, that's really good to know. As you mentioned, it is kitten season, right?
Yes.
So you guys are really busy.
Very busy. Very busy.
Okay, if someone's maybe not able to adopt right now, how can they help you in your mission in helping these community cats?
Well, we go through a lot of kitten wet canned food. We always need donations on that. If you want to sign up to foster, that's amazing as well. Doesn't take a lot of space, just a small bathroom to be able to keep them in. Helps us out greatly. You can donate to our PayPal to help with the vetting expenses.
Okay, yeah, giving them a second chance. And she is so cute. So when she's ready for adoption, I'm sure people are going to be very antsy to give her a new home.
Oh, we have such a variety. It's like we have a rainbow of kittens. I call them the little Skittles now.
Okay, so if someone does want to adopt, what's their first step?
Message us at Community Cat Angels Angels, on our Facebook page.
Okay.
Or we have our email address, cats@communitycatangels.org. I do have an adoption coordinator then that will send out the applications, review them, interview them, and then we continue on with the process from there.
Okay. All right. We'll be posting those links for you on our website, ktnv.com, and we'll be right back after this.
Black filmmakers are getting their time in the spotlight this weekend over at the Suncoast Hotel and Casino. Tal Jones, A Black Oil Legacy, is nominated for Best Screenplay in the Las Vegas Black Film Festival. It tells the story of Tal Jones, who discovered oil on his Oklahoma property in the early 1900s, and the legacy of black wealth that it created for his family. Pamela Richardson wrote the screenplay, and she says the story made her consider her own family history.
A lot of us might have wealth that was taken from us. And to me, it's an example of something that has been perpetuated throughout history, that Black people often end up on the short end of the stick. And it's really up to us as individuals to rise above it all.
Richardson hopes to turn the screenplay into a TV miniseries. It's already been nominated in several film festivals around the nation. And tonight is the big night for this film festival, as they will begin handing out awards after what they call the orange carpet. All of the regalia is set to begin at 6 o'clock this evening. Sean Delancey, 13 Action News.
Well, shows, restaurants, and bars, they are now slowly opening and allowing more people inside. And showgirls and dancers who are all out of work, they are excited to get back as well. Well, that includes Las Vegas local Melissa Peterson.
And it was like the meltdown started coming, and I was like, what am I gonna do? And all the things, and you know, because this is my one thing. And so actually, like, starting soon, I'm gonna go back to esthetician school, because I'm like, you know, you get that what if this ever happens again. You know, I can still do my shows and have another passion as well.
So she will get to live out her dream again at X Country, at Harrah's, and also at the MJ Live at the Strouds.
Welcome back to Positively Las Vegas. For more details on any of the stories you're watching today, just visit our website, ktnv.com/positivelylv. This was their new ad, so this is the first thing we saw. Now we're getting a look inside Resorts World. Clark County tweeting out some views from inside the mega resort, including the casino floor there. The county now counting down the days until the ribbon cutting happening on June 24th, and you can now schedule your reservations right now. Rooms start around $400 a night for opening weekend.
And fall football means a hiring blitz at Allegiant Stadium. Thanks so much for joining us. Good evening, everyone. I'm Todd Quinones.
And I'm Trisha Keene. More than 2,000 jobs are open, but attracting and filling those positions may prove hard to do. Let's get right to 13 Investigates reporter Joe Bartels live near Allegiant Stadium, and he's digging deeper tonight. Joe.
Yeah, Todd, Tricia, this is good and positive news for Las Vegas. These jobs are part-time. They're looking for really everything on game day for those positions, from food service to security, ticketing, and many more.
Allegiant Stadium will soon be alive with excitement. Fans in the stands for 9 Raiders home games. Virtual applications now being accepted for 2,200 jobs.
This is arguably one of the most difficult times ever to find new people.
Andre Carrier is Chief Operating Officer at Eureka Casinos. He says companies large and small are having trouble filling just a few positions with willing workers among thousands of openings in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas was in that #1 spot. And I think from a tour and travel, conventional tourism, we're going to see a wonderful period of recovery. And every indication, it points to the fact that it's already started.
I dug deeper, and according to experts, there's still a lingering fear of the pandemic, extended and enhanced federal unemployment benefits, and a disconnect between willing workers and required job skills.
And all of a sudden you bring all of those things together, and what we have is an uptick in the economy and not enough inflow of employees to be able to take advantage.
Jeremy Aguero with Applied Analysis is watching the trends closely. He says some employers may have to pony up more cash to attract higher caliber candidates. He predicts the labor market will remain very tight for at least the next 90 days, and that means willing workers have jobs to choose from for now.
Of course, it's good news. You know, I mean, every time something else opens up, it's good news. I think Allegiant opening can probably qualify as great news. You know, this is a high profile part of Las Vegas now, and it's great to see it in action.
And Aguero revealed that the labor market should start to normalize sooner rather than later. He points to those unemployment benefits that were passed by Congress earlier this year will expire. And he says as soon as that happens, we'll see maybe more people heading back to work. Reporting live, Joe Bartels, 13 Action News.
Ride safely is the message from local leaders to members of the cycling community. More people are riding bikes since the beginning of the pandemic, and the CEO of a local shop says that he has sold more than 500 bikes in the last 3 months last year. Well, leaders right now are reminding always protect yourself if you hop on a bike.
Wearing brighter clothes, putting more reflective gear on, trying to make myself be present in the motorist's eyes, and also being conscientious of where I'm going so that I'm predictable where I'm going.
The Clark County leaders are also saying that they're trying to help cyclists but also drivers out there.
In the last few months, we've adopted a new ordinance to clarify the rules of the road so that both motorists and cyclists know what they're supposed to do on some of those narrower roads.
The leaders also recommend cyclists taking bike-friendly roads whenever it is possible.
Wedding rebound in Las Vegas. The Wedding Chamber of Commerce celebrating 5 years with the party at the top of the Strat. Industry leaders say weddings are coming back in a big way after dropping during the pandemic.
I'm seeing a very, very big pent-up demand for everyone to come to town, get married, have fun, and enjoy Vegas.
Industry experts say international travel restrictions is their biggest challenge right now. They're working to get some of those customers back.
Get the best of Positively Las Vegas on your time. Download the KTMV 13 Action News app on your Roku, Apple TV, or Amazon Fire TV streaming device. Visit ktmv.com/apps for more information. Welcome back to Positively Las Vegas. For more details on any of the stories you're watching today, just visit our website, ktmv.com/positivelylv.
An upgrade is happening right now at Reunion Trails Park there in Henderson. Well, crews are putting up some new playground equipment. Well, police say that vandals destroyed some of the park late last year, and 13 Action News is told that no arrests have been made. No word, though, on when the new equipment will be ready to use.
New tonight, Backyard Bones. A Las Vegas pool builder finds a 14,000-year-old surprise. A set of intact fossils apparently dating back to the most recent Earth Ice Age.
Yeah, so let's get right now to 13 Investigates reporter Joe Bartels live near Rainbow and Lake Mead to explain all this. Joe, quite a find.
Yeah, Todd, Tricia, a really surprising find. It all started with some digging in the backyard of a home near Grand Teton and Buffalo. And historians and experts say a look at our past is as simple as looking under the ground in our backyards.
This will soon be a beautiful 6-foot deep pool, but construction has hit a bit of a snag.
They had found the bones Friday and forgot to mention that to us.
Matt Perkins says pool builders unearthed these backyard bones buried about 4 to 5 feet below the ground surface.
Monday morning, we woke up to the pool guy had said he was going to come check out the pool. We assumed that's normal. Wake up, he's out front with the police.
Perkins says Las Vegas police and CSI revealed the bones were too big to be human and were none of law enforcement's concern. So he got an expert to confirm the find dates back to Earth's last ice age, or about 14,000 years ago.
We had joked Friday while they had started digging that, oh great, maybe they can find a dinosaur for us and it will pay for our pool. Obviously, when they told us they had found some fossils, that was more of a shock to us, that we weren't expecting that.
What we found was when they were excavating the backyard pool is that they were cutting through ice age layers of sediment. And sure enough, they actually hit a skeleton of an animal.
Joshua Bondi is the director of research at the Nevada Science Center. He inspected the bones and believes the fossils belong to a large mammal, perhaps an ice age horse, a common creature that roamed the Mojave Desert and used nearby natural springs as a watering hole.
This animal, it's surrounded by what appears to be some partially compacted vegetation. So it probably died on the edge of a spring and then just either fell into that spring to be preserved or some other mechanism buried it quickly.
The discovery is not far from the Tule Springs fossil bed, which has seen large discoveries like mammoths before. Now Perkins wants to see if his backyard discovery can help science understand our primitive planet a bit better.
Our bigger concern was this might be something we'd love to find out what it is and preserve it if we can before we just go, concrete it up.
So really interesting, right? So Matt's next step, he wants to try and excavate the rest of those bones, but it could be up to 9 feet long, which would put it possibly underneath the foundation of his house. That could cause other problems if it's disturbed, but he really wants to make sure that this benefits science in some way. Reporting live, Joe Bartels, 13 Action News.
Yeah, what a piece of history right there. Joe, thank you for that. And by the way, if you want, you get a closer look at those pictures and videos you just saw there in Joe's story. Just head on over to our website at ktnv.com. That story is posted there right now.
The weather is heating up, and so are the Cinco de Mayo celebrations across the valley. Come join the fiesta at Poncho's in downtown Summerlin.
The family-owned restaurant invites you to happy hour next Wednesday from 2 to 5 with spicy specials on margaritas, apps, and cocktails. And with over 40 tequilas to choose from, you're sure to find a shot that goes down smooth. And Spiegel World's Atomic Saloon Show swings open its doors next Wednesday. The talented ensemble is back for another raunchy romp through the Wild West with cowgirls, showboys, nuns, and the best darn hand tappers this side of the Mississippi. And Vintage Market Days take over the lawn in downtown Summerlin this weekend. This is the 4th year for the upscale outdoor event. Stroll through and explore the open-air market and you'll find clothing, upcycled antiques, food, friends, and music. For the full list of 13 things and even more Cinco de Mayo events, visit ktnv.com.
Happy Cinco de Mayo!
Thanks for watching Positively Las Vegas on your favorite streaming device. If you missed any part of this week's program, just hit the back button on your remote, scroll down until you see Positively Las Vegas, and you'll find every story we aired in this episode. Stay tuned for more from 13 Action News after the break, and check us out anytime here on KTNV Streaming. Las Vegas News on your time.